There's a very curious situation that has cropped up in the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. A diocesan priest, Michael Bree, has accused Cardinal McElroy and Cardinal Gregory of covering up sexual abuse and harassment within the Archdiocese. Now, Cardinal McElroy has written to the Vatican calling for Father Bree to be laicized and removed from the priesthood. This is just the next strange drama that has arisen revolving around abuse within the Church, a crisis that has bankrupted dioceses around the world. So here's everything we know about what's going on. So 2 priests in the Archdiocese had accusations made against them. The first was Adam Park. In 2021, he was vice rector for seminary life at the Pontifical North American College in Rome. A former seminarian filed a lawsuit accusing Park of harassment. Another seminarian later alleged Park solicited sexual favors and lived as an active homosexual, including an encounter with a male flight attendant. Park stepped down from his role, but remains in good standing in the Archdiocese, reportedly pursuing a doctorate in Rome. The next accusation came up against Carter Griffin. He's the current rector of St. John Paul II Seminary in Washington, D.C. A former seminarian accused Griffin of sexual harassment, claims Griffin denied in 2019, asserting that such behavior was inconsistent with his position. Despite the allegations, Griffin was promoted to rector. So, as news got out about these allegations, it piqued the interest of Father Bree, who has now positioned himself as a whistleblower. Bree asserts that Cardinal Wilton Gregory ignored his repeated attempts to discuss the allegations against Park and Griffin, leading him to believe that Gregory was covering up the abuse. He states that he only went public with the allegations after Gregory refused to meet with him. Bree argues that retracting his claims could violate the Archdiocese's safe environment policies and the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops guidelines, as the allegations are supported by a plethora of evidence and sworn testimony, according to him. Bree connects these allegations to broader issues of homosexual promiscuity in the priesthood, asserting in his Substack that the Archdiocese of Washington is facing an unfolding sexual abuse crisis. Okay, so these allegations have gotten enough attention that Cardinal McElroy has responded. McElroy met with Bree in July of this year, offering him the chance to continue a limited priestly ministry focused on serving the poor if he removes his defamatory Substack posts. Bree refused, allegedly threatening to bring down the Church and the Cardinals. So then McElroy sent a letter to Bree earlier in August, announcing his request to the Vatican's Dicastery for the Clergy to laicize him, citing Bree's refusal to retract his claims and his alleged character assassination of church leaders and priests. Bree responded with the letter to McElroy, reiterating that he sought to address the allegations privately with Gregory and McElroy before going public. He argued that retracting his claims would violate the Archdiocese's safe environment policies, and sent a copy of his letter to Pope Leo XIV, requesting Vatican review. So that's where the story stands now. Kind of a wacky situation. We'll have to see how all this plays out, and I'm curious to see if the Vatican recognizes his whistleblower status. Now, this is just one messy story in the grand overarching chaos of abuse cases and settlements. We've seen dozens of dioceses file bankruptcy since the year 2000. Buffalo, Ogdensburg, San Francisco, Oakland, and the list goes on. The Diocese of Buffalo had to lay off 22% of its staff to help keep its head above water. And the Diocese of Camden, New Jersey closed 29 parishes as part of their bankruptcy reorganization. Things are so bad that some archdioceses have resorted to making payouts on cases where the alleged victims don't have any claims or merit. Bishop Emeritus Nicholas DiMarzio was accused of sexually abusing 2 men in the 1970s and 1980s when he was a priest in New Jersey. Both men filed lawsuits, and later that year, the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith found that the allegations did not have the semblance of truth. DiMarzio pointed out that an exhaustive 2-year canonical investigation cleared his name, and further that he took a lie detector test and passed it. Additionally, it was noted that the investigation that cleared DiMarzio was led by independent firms headed by a former federal prosecutor and a former FBI director. But here's the crazy part. The Archdiocese is settling with the accusers anyway. They put out a statement saying that they, quote, chose to settle the lawsuits to avoid the costs of litigation and help bring resolution to painful matters for everyone involved. So naturally, the Bishop Emeritus is a little upset by this. Nobody is admitting fault, but the fact that the Archdiocese paid off these accusers certainly gives the impression that something inappropriate may have happened. And this is the tale of 2 churches that we're kind of looking at right now. We have the old school way, where the offenses of people like Marco Rupnik or Theodore McCarrick were swept under the rug for years, where powerful people would help to protect other powerful people. And then there's the other side of things, where even the whisper of impropriety from 40 or 50 years ago is causing dioceses to whip out their checkbooks without a second thought. What's your average lay Catholic supposed to think about all this? I want to hear from you in the comments. Is this just recompense from decades of sexual abuse and cover-up? Or are things starting to spin out of control? And have we left this period of sexual impropriety? Or does this degeneracy still run through the halls of the Catholic Church? Leave a comment with what you think. If you want to see more Catholic content like this, make sure to like and subscribe.